Do you have some data, like students' grades, that you want to sort into buckets, like pass or fail? Of course, you can do this manually, but Excel has a better way: if functions. In our example, column A contains the student name and column B contains the test scores. Our objective is to determine which students earned a score of 60 or above and passed the class. Because doing this manually is tedious, let's see how Excel uses if functions to do the hard work for us. To use the if function, we click into the first cell in our pass or fail column and type the function name followed by an open parentheses. The if function takes 3 arguments, separated by commas. The first is the logical test, which is the condition we want Excel to check. Since we want to know whether the test score in cell B2 is greater than or equal to 60, we write B2 greater than = 60. We should note that any comparison works here: less than, greater than, equal to, and more. The second argument is what the cell will show if the condition is true. In our case, when the score is greater than or equal to 60, we want the cell to show pass. Using quotes here is important, since they tell Excel to treat the word pass as text, not as a formula. The third and final argument is what the cell will show if the condition is false. In our example, if the grade is below 60, we want the cell to show fail. Now that our function is complete, we close the parentheses and press enter. Awesome! Cell C2 now shows pass. This makes sense because Maya's score, 94, is 60 or above. To apply our pass-fail formula to the rest of the students, we copy the formula down. Great, now we can see which of our students passed and which ones failed. Checking pass-fail gives us a simple overview of the scores, but it flattens the scores to make a 61 and a 99 look the same. For that reason, most grading systems use letter grades to show where a student falls within the passing range. To do that, we need to cover 5 possible outcomes: A, B, C, D, and F. The problem is, the if function we just learned can only handle 2 outcomes. Luckily, to handle more than 2 outcomes, we can use multiple if functions, one inside the other. To see how this works, let's first create a new grade column and build our nested if statements in cell D2. Just like before, we start by writing equals if open parentheses, followed by our condition to check whether the score is 90 or above. If it is, we want the cell to show an A. But if the score is below 90, instead of returning a fixed false value, we open a second if. Inside the second if, we check whether the score is 80 or above. If it is, we want our cell to display B. If it is not, we open a third if to check whether the score is 70 or above. We keep writing nested if statements until we reach D. At this point, the only remaining possibility is an F, so we write that as the final false value. To finish the function, we close all 4 parentheses, press enter, and get A. Since Maya's score is 94, that very first condition is true. Excel checks conditions in order and stops as soon as one matches. If we had instead checked for B first, Maya's 94 would satisfy that condition and come back as B, which is wrong. Fixing the formula, let's copy it down the column to assign every student a letter grade. Great, now every student has a letter grade. But pass or fail and letter grades only tell us how individual students did, not how the class performed as a whole. To do that, we need to ask 2 more questions. How many students earned each grade, and what did scores average out to within each group? These 2 questions require looking at all 20 rows together and pulling out a single answer. For example, to answer the first question, we need to count how many cells in the grade column say A, how many say B, and so on. To do this, we can use the COUNTIF function. We'll start by counting the number of A grades in cell G4. Here, we'll type $COUNTIF followed by an open parentheses. The COUNTIF function takes two arguments. The first is the range of cells we want to look through. In our case, that's the grade column, cells D2 through D21. So that the range stays locked on the grade column, when we copy the formula down, we'll use an absolute reference by adding $signs. If absolute references are new to you, check out our formulas and functions video, linked in the description. The second argument, criteria, tells Excel what value to look for in the range. Instead of typing the letter in quotes, we reference F4, so the letter grade to search for will update automatically when we copy the formula down. When we close the parentheses and press enter, the A count shows 4. This means that there are 4 students with the letter grade A. To get the counts for the other letter grades, we simply copy the formula down the column. Great! Now we know exactly how many students earned each grade. This is a useful insight into class performance, but counts alone don't tell the full story. For example, we don't know whether the students who scored an A averaged a 99, nearly perfect, or just a 91, barely over the threshold. To get the students' average scores within each letter grade, we can use the AVERAGEIF function. AVERAGEIF works similarly to COUNTIF, but instead of counting rows, it averages the values in a related column. To start writing our AVERAGEIF function, let's create a new column in our table for the average score. In the A row of this column, we'll write the AVERAGEIF function. The AVERAGEIF function takes 3 arguments. The first 2 are the same as the COUNTIF function, the range to look through, and the criteria to search for. Like before, we'll use the grade column as the range, and the letter grade for the criteria. The third argument is the average range, which is the column of values we actually want to average. In our case, that's the score column, B2 through B21. To keep range references locked, when we copy the formula down, we use absolute references, just like before. Since we want the criteria to shift, we leave it as a relative reference. Pressing enter, we get 94. This means that our 4 A students averaged a 94, solidly in the A range, not just scraping by. To get the averages for the letter grades B through F, we simply copy the formula down. Awesome! We now have the average score for every grade group, and we've answered all 4 of our questions. We should note that there are a few more conditional functions that are commonly used in Excel. Once you're comfortable with COUNTIF and AVERAGEIF, the rest of the family is easy to pick up. If you want to practice what you've learned in this video, we've linked the workbook we used in the description. We're working on lots more Excel explainer videos like this one, so be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out. If you have any questions or topics that you'd like to learn about, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching!